before we get started today, man, I'm going to tell a little story in the form of an analogy, I suppose. Kind of. It's about minimizing. Sometimes less is more, right? As guitar players, you know, if you watch YouTube and you watch gear demos, you're going to want gear constantly. Whatever it is that you own will never be good enough. The pedal, the guitar, the amp, so on and so forth, the cables and everything in between. Last August, I ended up selling well, let me backstep just a second. This is going to take about a minute. I walked into my garage. I looked at all this crap I had in here. I shouldn't say crap. Quality gear. And I'm like, what the hell do I need all this stuff for? Why? And I never felt deserving of owning it, or never had a chance to play it enough to justify owning it. That's the best way I should say this. So I walked into my garage. This is back in August. I'm like, how much money I have in this stuff sitting here, and I don't get a chance to play it as much as possible. So what do? I put it all in fucking reverb. Oops, excuse me, I gotta watch my language. I put it all in reverb, sold everything. Both Victor amps, that entire gigantic pedal board, which I still have the pedal board and the bridge on there, but all pedals and such, gone. And then when I found out I was going to become a grandpa a couple months back, I started selling all my guitars. The only thing that I'm going to keep is this WARMOTH, which if you watch the story, real cool story on it, and the other WARMOTH that I have built. And I got one last guitar to sell, and that is a 92 Strat, and that is a hard one to sell. That is the most perfect sounding Strat ever, but I'm minimizing. And I've realized over the last couple months of doing that, I've had more fun playing guitar. And that brings me into buying the Helix, which was in August time frame, and realized that I can do so much more and have more fun playing guitar owning this Helix than I ever did with expensive ass pedals. There's two pedals I do miss. That is the Chase Bliss Automaton. That thing was wicked. I don't care what anybody says. It was worth its weight in gold. And the Strymon Volante. Those two pedals, you know, I miss those. I'm not gonna cry about it. But anyways, Les Paul's gone. Gibson. The Epiphone Les Paul's gone. The Sur Classic S is gone. I missed that one. The WARMOTH 40th anniversary. Sold it. Got one left. Like I said, that 92 Strat. And I'll have two WARMOTHs. Oh, and my old Jimmy Vaughn Strat. I can't part with that one. So, anyways, brings me on to the subject of today's video. Less is more. Now, when I started creating this patch, it was just a Fender Bassman. And I wanted to do one more Fender patch because I always thought the Bassman sounded really cool. And this patch is called the Bassman. You got to get a little play on words. And I had just that amp and reverb and one pedal setup or one foot switch setup to boost the drive on the amp. Then I was like, okay, well, you know, less is more. You know how guitar gear is. You sell everything or you sell a guitar, then you want another one, right? So I did throw a delay in there, and I threw one pedal in there. But you got 4 blocks, fifth if you include my effects loop, which I'll delete before I upload this patch. And I set this up into a total of 4 snapshots. And today I got this guitar in standard D tuning, which is wicked. If you've ever watched not Jimi Hendrix, Jesus Lord, Eric Clapton play Voodoo Child with that other guy, I can't remember, on stage a couple years ago, and like the tone he has from that, he plays in D, and it's just so cool. So it's a little loosely play around the whole Voodoo Child thing, very loosely, mind you. But that tone that he was playing there was something I was sort of aiming for a little bit. That was the core of what it was. But anyways, let's run through this patch real quick. We'll get to some playing demos and hopefully some crap humor. Snapshot 1. Since we are in D tuning today, we got to keep it D, you know, for dirty. And all these tones are pretty much dirty because, you know, well, D stands for a lot of things. But anyways, is D. So Snapshot 1 is called Stepmom. Like a hot stepmom, you know what I'm saying? And number 2 is the hot cousin. You probably all have one. I really didn't. But number 3 is the dirty neighbor. And number 4, Skank City. Oh man, I'm telling you, it's sweet. So let's do a quick walkthrough. I'm not going to go through settings, but we've got a Klon, and I don't use a Klon a lot, but I found it really worked really well with this. So that Klon, that amp is a, what the hell is it? Tweed Blues Bright, and the attached cabinet, 4x10. Sounds awesome. The delay is a dual delay, used sparingly, kind of. And reverb, which is a bit of old school kind of reverb on this kind of tone, and that's a 63 string. I really like the 63 string. So 4 snapshots set up around that. We'll get to some tones. I promise you'll love this. I'll upload it to the custom tone. And as always, you know, I know I'm doing a lot of talking today, but hey, whatever. The house is quiet for a minute. If you think these patches suck ass, I mean, just tell me. I don't care. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings. If you really like them, awesome. I had a couple guys comment and said they're using them live, and I'm like, really? My stuff? Shit, that's a hell of a compliment, man. Because this Line 6 community, I realize, is freaking awesome. So, thank you guys for watching. Let's get to some tones. And, yeah. I always have fun playing guitar. Less is more, right? Alright, let's get going. Alright, let's start off with Stepmom, which is like the cleanest out of all these. They're all sort of dirty. But this is where this patch started, and I built off of that. So, let's do it. Awesome a detuning, man. Awesome low end response on this thing, and it's meant to have that old school kind of sound, just sort of flubby. Put on this bridge, very honky bridge pickup on this thing. Awesome tone, man. That by itself is awesome. So that's Stepmom, hot Stepmom. Alright, let's go on to Hot Cousin. Now Hot Cousin's going to end up bringing in some additional drive to the amp. No pedal yet, and no delay yet. Same kind of reverb. You hear more aggression? That's because there is some. Like I said, this bridge is very like fat, like super mids on it. So not like too bitey, not too aggressive on that Hot Cousin, but real fat, and it gets that whole, what I call the grr on there. All right, the Dirty Neighbor. Now this is where the clone comes in, and the delay is in there lightly. It is a bigger sounding delay, so, and the spring reverb's in there too, but I backed it off a little bit. All right, but this one has a little bit more of a stringier kind of bitey sound, so. That really tightens it up for that neck pickup, because it is a burly sound, but that clawing in there, it gets a little more bite to it, a little more clarity. And last but not least, because I'm gonna try to keep this video short, Skank City. This gets skanky. That's what I call Skank City. Back up to the neck. I'm trying to keep this video as short as I can. I think I did more talking than playing. Anyways, with this power cab and this Helix, I don't miss pedals. I don't. You can EQ a signal so much to get single coils to sound like huge, like humbuckers. I mean, really. I mean, there's so many options in this thing. I love it. I love the Line 6 community. I love all the tones to make in here. I haven't had a chance to play guitar really much in the last 3 weeks. I'm doing a lot of 5K races and getting ready for a half marathon, all that kind of stuff. And kids with sports and wrestling and soccer. And so I like to capitalize on the time I have. I like to share stuff with people. That's it, man. I'll keep it sweet. Keep it short. You guys have a great day. Play some guitar. Enjoy it. Peace.